The first thing I like to do is to set my eyebrow with a setting powder, and I'm going to be using my Mary Kay setting powder to set my eyebrow. Next, I'm gonna use my eyebrow brush and brush my eyebrows upward, and then I'm gonna start drawing. So I like to consider 3 points when drawing my eyebrows: the starting points, where the eyebrow arcs, and where it stops. So usually the eyebrow starts from here and it arcs right here, and then it stops here. So I'm gonna start drawing, and I'm gonna draw the lower outline first. And then I'm gonna draw the upper outline. This is gonna join the lower part. So this is where my hack is. I'm just gonna, bring it down and merge it. And then I'm gonna extend the outline. So I'm gonna sharpen my pencil again. You see, when drawing the stroke eyebrows, you really need to make sure that your pencil is sharpened. That is, if you're using the lead pencil, I mean the stick pencil, the wooden one. But if you're using the roll-up pencil, you're really lucky. You just have to roll up again and draw. But I like to use a wooden pencil because when I sharpen it, it gives me a really sharp tip. So it aids easy tracing and stroking. And then I'm gonna go ahead to join the upper outline. I'm gonna go in with my USHAS brow gel. So in the eyebrow video that I uploaded, which is really popular on this channel, some people asked what shade of USHAS brow gel I use. It's the shade 01. I'm not sure if you guys see that, but it's the shade 01. It's the #1 shade. I'm gonna apply this on my eyebrow. I'm just gonna brush it in an upward direction, and then I'll do the other side, brush it in an upward direction. The next thing I'm gonna do is to start drawing the strokes. Again, I'm gonna sharpen my pencil. You want to make sure your pencil is all sharpened and sharp at the tip. You have to wait for the eyebrow gel to dry so that it's gonna be easy for you to create a stroke. So I'm gonna go ahead to use my brow brush and brush my hair upward again. And then I'm gonna go over here with my pencil and start creating the strokes. You don't have to draw a perfect stroke because our eyebrows are not perfect. I mean, the natural hair on our eyebrows are not perfect. So you don't have to create a perfect stroke. So I'm gonna sharpen my pencil again because you need a sharp hair like strokes. So I'm gonna keep going. so you don't have to make it look perfect. You just have to just create the strokes and that's it. So I'm gonna do the other eyebrow. Doesn't have to be with the eyebrow gel, it can be without the eyebrow gel and you still get the same results. But I like to use the eyebrow gel so I can have a dark like eyebrow, because if you don't use the eyebrow gel it's not going to be as dark as it looks right now. The next thing I'm going to do is to highlight my eyebrow, and I'm going to be using my LA Pro concealer in the shade Cool Tan in Espresso. So I'm just gonna, you know, apply it on my brush. I'm gonna take multiple swabs of it so that the concealer spreads on my brush like really well, like really well. So I'm gonna take multiple swabs of this. Something you need to do, which is bringing down the concealer. So it's easy for you to blend when you're ready to blend, because if you don't bring down the concealer it's gonna be hard for you to blend and you might end up cleaning your eyebrow or messing it up. You don't want that to happen, so you have to bring down the concealers just the way I'm doing it right now. And then I'm going to use the dark shade of the concealer. Use it for the front part of the eyebrow. You have to bring down the concealer again. Now I can blend because already the concealer is a bit dry. You want to make sure the concealer is a bit dry before you blend it, so it's easy to blend and it blends out smoothly. Next I'm going to do the other eyebrow, and I'm going to repeat the same step for the other eyebrow. And then I'm going to use the dark shade for the front part of my eyebrow. And then I'm going to blend. So I'm gonna do the upper part of the eyebrow. You have to position your hand this way so it's easy for you to highlight. And you just go that way. And then when you get to the hand arc, you wanna adjust your hand and bring it downward. You see that? And then join it to the tail. I'm just gonna like blend it out. So when I'm done, I always like to check if they are both equal. So I'm just gonna raise my eyebrow this way to see and you can see that there's a little bit of error right there. I'm gonna correct that. Most times you're able to see when you raise your eyebrow, so you might want to raise your eyebrow to see any error. And that's it for drawing the stroke eyebrows.